Hello everyone, my name is Alan Mayedi, Mentorship Program Worker at North York Community House, and here we're going to introduce our mentorship program delivered at NYCH. So first, the definition of mentorship to know what exactly it means. I have found some online sources which I refer to you to know what are the meanings, different meanings. So a Chinese philosopher says, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn, which basically means mentorship is a higher level of, involving the participant, someone who is learning from someone who is more experienced, and get them some hands-on experience so they could learn more, comparing with the, just going through the texts or through the materials provided by the instructor. And also definition from the Oxford School of Coaching and Mentoring says, mentoring is to support and encourage people to manage their own learning in order that they may maximize their potential, also develop their skills, improve their performance, and eventually become the person they want to. So, what are some of the principles we believe at the mentorship program in NYCH? Our program is a positive program and based on the constructive manner, means that the interaction between the mentee, mentor, and the program worker who is monitoring the relationship is going to provide you with constructive and positive feedbacks, how it works, and it's going to lead to mutual growth through this relationship for both parties. So a mentor, let's see who is going to be a mentor. What are some of the characteristics of a mentor? They provide information about the Canadian workplace culture to the mentee, and they build professional network for their mentees, and they help them to increase their self-confidence by, giving them positive feedback and helping them to overcome their social isolation. The mentors then are supportive to their mentees, willing to exchange their knowledge and open to sharing experience, vulnerability, and expertise. And they model as a role model to, continue learning as a lifelong process. And they're going to tell the mentee that it never ends to learn new things. And what about the mentee? In our model, a mentee is a client or an individual who needs the support and or guidance from another individual who is more experienced and established in the workplace in Canada to achieve their own goals. So here is a sample of our mentors who used to be a mentee with us in the past, a client in a field of accounting, and now is working with numbers of our clients to help them to move forward in their professional. Yeah. So what are the benefits of mentoring? As you see here, mentorship is going to kind of leverage your leadership skills, give you direction, get you to the success that you want, develop and inspire you. So let's discuss one by one. For the mentees, it provides impartial advice and encouragement. When you are new to the country or any environment, there might be many people who are giving you advice. Regardless, they are valuable or, them from different points of view, but you would need someone who gives you an advice that you can rely on, you can trust, and you can build your future based on it. This is something that our mentors would provide you with. Also develop a supportive relationship, both personal and professional. It means that many of the mentors and mentees, after the end of their commitment for the match, still they continue the relationship on a personal level. They also assist with the problem solving in the workplace, or maybe with your studies, your education, your internship, your volunteering, anywhere. If you face any problem, you can, if you are willing to, you can share with your mentor and ask for the solution. and it improves their self-confidence. It offers professional development because the mentors would maybe share some resources with you, or advising you to attend a networking event, or suggesting you a course that could end, result in your professional development, and etc. Encourage reflection on practice. Whatever you are doing, you can ask someone as a second eye to look at your resume, or when you practice your interview skills, to give you some reflection and feedback on your practice. And it's also, of course, knowledge exchange. So it's a bi-way relationship. So again, I'm using some resources online. 3 reasons that you would need a professional mentor to help you to define and achieve your career goals while providing you with a certain level of accountability. For example, if you're supposed to meet with your mentor bi-weekly at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, they are going to hold you accountable to make sure you're going to be there on Thursday at 3 o'clock. So you will practice a certain level of accountability. Or if you are supposed to do a homework and bring it back to your mentor, again, this is a sample or example of accountability. The second one, to expand your professional network, which can create new opportunities. Of course, through the connections of your mentors, you would be connected with a bunch of people who may be your next employer, or someone who can ease and facilitate your way to employment, and also professional development. And the third one, to provide a new perspective for you, since a mentor is usually more experienced and removed from the situation. If you are in a box, all the interactions, all the decisions that you make is because you have the view of the box from inside. The mentor is someone who is outside the box, who they are giving you a new perspective of the situation and how you need to act in that situation. But there are, of course, some development for mentors. There's opportunity to reflect on their own practice, and also they're going to practice their patience, how to interact with people, their training, skills, enhance job satisfaction. Many people do a 9-to-5 job, so the job is very good, but the thing is that they also want to, transfer their knowledge to someone who is in need, or they're new to the country, or they are new graduates. So this is something that self-satisfaction comes with. Develop professional relationships, enhances peer recognition, uses their experience, making it available to a new person, as discussed before, and widens our understanding of our, policies, procedures, our practices at North York Community Health. I see that many of our mentors are interested in knowing more about how our operation is, how the practices are at NYCH, and through this mentorship program, they would get good understanding of how it works. It enables them to practice interpersonal skills. Some of the mentors are very great with their knowledge, but it's good to know more, how to work with someone who is vulnerable, someone who is junior, someone who needs, and they will enhance and acquire that kind of skill within this mentorship program. And it proves personal satisfaction through supporting the development of others. Again, we discussed it before. So before a match starts, or at the beginning of the match, we give kind of heads up to both parties that it's good. It's a kind of suggestion, and we recommend that they work on these areas. For example, appropriate self-disclosure. If you're not comfortable to share something about your professional or personal life, something about past which happened in your life to the other party, it's up to you. So it's good to practice what is the appropriate level of self-disclosure, and also setting boundaries, setting some borders. What are, some of the areas that you can enter, and some are kind of forbidden, let's say. and also about the intimacy level. So to keep it professional, to make sure that this relationship is going to be kept professional all time and by all means. So some of the steps, just to giving you an idea how it works. The very first thing, we use SMART goal setting, means that we smartize, the goals that a mentee could have. The mentee and the mentor at the beginning, they set their goal, and they're going to make it SMART, means that it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, realistic, and time bound. Means they put milestones and make sure that they are on track. So from time to time, they're going to monitor their relationship, and to evaluate. And in case there is any issue or any challenge, they're going to modify it based on the issues happen. They're encouraged to create a mentoring action plan. What are some of the steps they need to take? Address the challenges, create a vision statement, team up and network together, and also with other people, third parties. We also invite them to our group sessions. If there are other opportunities outside the organization, we share with them. Focus on their strengths. So try to showcase those strengths to the employers. And also regularly, as mentioned, review their goals. In case the goals need to be changed or needs to be modified, they would be able to make it. So we discussed these SMART goals with the specific. They need to talk about those 5 WH: who, what, where, when, which, why, these things. Measurable, let's say how much, how many, is it achievable? Attainable means that it's based on your skills and the resources. What you have in hand to get there. What are some of the skills and resources that you can acquire or you enhance within the duration of your mentorship? Realistic means you are willing and able to achieve. This is not against your will. This is not against the reality. And timely means that it's time bound and step by step. Again, some more information about our program in terms of the eligibility criteria and those things. We discussed this. We are going to provide ongoing mentorship group sessions as well to gain support in different areas. It means that if you are paired up already with a mentor, complementary to that, it's good to come to these group sessions and see what other mentors have to share with you. If you're not, until you get a mentor, you're encouraged to attend these group sessions. There are going to be follow-up sessions on monthly basis, to contact both parties to see how the relationship is going on and to reflect back. And if there are some other supports, as mentioned, if there is any job posting, any other program, for example, my sister program in the agency is the employment support. When I see that a client needs those services, I would refer to my colleague who runs that program. So again, internally or externally, we would do the supports. Now eligibility for the mentorship. Since the program is funded by IRCC, which is the Ministry of Immigrants, Refugees and Citizenship Canada in federal government, the priority would be given, I would say, more than 90% to people who meet refugee tour, but you might be interested in knowing what are the eligibility criteria to be a mentor. So they need to be a volunteer like other volunteers to NYCH. There is a process to apply online. There is an online application form needs to be filled. You would be contacted by our volunteer manager to invite to an orientation session, and then there are police check, reference check, other steps in place to make sure that the people who are working with our clients meet the eligibility criteria. So again, some of the requirements are mentioned on this. You see strong interpersonal skills and good listening skills. One of the main points that a mentor needs to have is to be a good listener, to see what's going on with the mentee and giving them advice based on the understanding they get from their speech, knowledge of Canadian workplace culture. So basically a mentor needs to have employment in the past or already currently employed, or at least have some other volunteering experience or education in Canada to be kind of established to transfer their knowledge to someone junior. And some of the mentors are working on social level rather than the professional. If you need to enhance your language and get more comfort with your language, the language that you're using, they would be able to help with that. So there are some questions asked. So how do you need to register with the program? You would come to me or through one of the settlement workers in our agency at NYCH, and then they refer you if they find that if the program is suitable for you and you are eligible for the program, you will be referred to myself. There is going to be also a waiting list, means that when you are referred to me, when I do the needs assessment, then it's not the case that you right away or in a short time you would be matched with a mentor. There is a waiting list, so we encourage people to keep patient since the right person is going to be found. The next question is, what if I get a job at this point? So we see that when people get job, their need to mentor even increases because they now really face some challenges in the workplace, how to interact with their coworkers, with their clients or customers, with their, managers, people in the same level, subordinates. So again, this would be more valuable when you continue your relationship with the mentor, or if you do not have a mentor yet, come and get one. Are mentors supposed to get you a job? No, of course not. Many of them are not hiring managers. Even they are not in the HR department. No, this is a false kind of expectation that the mentor is going to give you a job. No, but they have connections. They'll teach you and train you fishing. They are going to train you, okay, what are some of the employability skills in your field? How you can acquire them, how you can enhance them. And also through their network, you may have the chance to meet with quite a few people who might be able to help you with the employment. What would happen if you're on my waiting list for a while and still there is not an appropriate mentor for? As mentioned, you're encouraged to join the group sessions. If there are mentors in a similar field, or let's say to some level sort of related to your field, again, we would do our best to match you with them. Maybe a couple mentors in different, disciplines or different fields, so they can give you kind of diverse kind of understanding of your role. And if none of them available, I would find a mentor through external parties, means a third party who has similar services, and I would refer you to them. So now about our group sessions. It's been branded with core competencies, means that with the assistance of one of the professors with the community colleges, we have developed these sessions, group discussion and coaching for people who want to get an entry level or supervisory role in the workplace. Means that what are some of those competencies typically required by the employers in the workplace in Canada? This is a picture of one of our group sessions. Over 30 people attended, basically around 15, 20, sometimes overcrowded. we find it. So, and you see some of the skills which are highly expected and requested by the employers in the workplace. Each session will touch one of them, for example, leadership, communication skills, teamwork skills, problem solving skills. So within the session, there is going to be a formal presentation plus tips from numbers of mentors who switch from session to session. So they come and share their own experience, their own understanding, and their own advantage, how they use their leadership skills, how they enhance their leadership skills, what exactly it means, what are some of the methods that we can enhance our leadership skills, why is it needed in the workplace, what are some of the examples, and they will also give you kind of interactive practices during the session, so you can actually have hands-on practice to enhance that skill. Here, it could be an extensive list. These are some of the topics who have been selected out of that. So again, number 11 says, for example, why is honesty, integrity, and your attitude, your commitment to the morality count in the workplace. Last but not least, the services that we have with the mentorship program is the referral to TRIAC. TRIAC, which is the abbreviation for Toronto Region Immigrant Employment Council, is a large pool of mentors and mentees. The last stats I had shows that they pair more than 2,000 per year. And we have a valuable partnership with them. So for those clients who meet the eligibility criteria to be matched through TRIAC, we refer them to TRIAC to be matched with their mentors from their own pools. Some of the criteria, it's a large, around 16 to 18, but I just give you some examples to get a knowledge what would be. For example, you need to be legally able to work in Canada. It doesn't mention you need to be PR. It doesn't mention that you need to meet certain status. As long as you're legally able to work in Canada, welcome to this program. The second option says, the criteria says you have lived in Canada for less than 5 years, means from the time of your landing. You have the language skills to perform effectively in your field. For example, in IT, maybe level 6 could be enough, but let's say for the communication, you need to meet 8, level CLB 8 at least. The other criteria is your post-secondary qualification, which is equivalent to a college or university degree in Canada. Means that you have a university program back home, somewhere internationally, which you have done the credential assessment in Canada, let's say through U of T or WES or ICAS, wherever, and the equivalent that you receive mentions you are in a level of a degree in Canada. Doesn't matter, it's the same level or a level lower, as long as is a degree is okay. You need to have over 2 years of relevant international work experience. Sometimes the clients come to me, okay, I had bachelor's in law, okay, then master's in law, then PhD in law, okay, and then move to Canada. No, this client is not eligible. They need to be at least worked for 2 years as a lawyer or legal assistant or legal consultant, something back home to be eligible for the program. Then again, another important eligibility criteria is they should have no Canadian work experience or very limited in their profession. If they have worked in hospitality or let's say in a labor position or in a manufacturing, whatever, and their background is medical or engineering, that's okay, because it's not related in their field. And last but not least, again, it talks about employment, but here means about It also includes, not in your profession, but